Indiana Fever eked out a win against the Atlanta Dream.
Caitlin Clark and Rhyne Howard get into it here. He was fouling Caitlin Clark the whole game. Caitlin Clark coming back to Rhyne Howard.
I'm not scared of you.
This is Caitlin Clark's true rival.
Moments earlier, tensions on the court erupted. The match between Rhyne Howard and Caitlin Clark had spectators on the edge of their seats.
The Indiana, like half of the freaking Dream fans or half the people there were Fever fans. As you can see, every game's a home game. She was getting booed by half the crowd. So at least Atlanta showed up with maybe 10,000 fans.
She responded with a forceful verbal and physical clap, making her point very apparent. I'm stronger now.
Caitlin Clark and Rhyne Howard going at it. I mean, cussing each other out. Look at them. They're going to show the rewind. Caitlin just laughing at it. Look, Caitlin is not scared of these women.
The Fever beating the Atlanta Dream.
What began as a simple play devolved into a bloody conflict, and Caitlin completely demolished the idea that she is a person you can fear.
This was a scrappy game, and as Caitlin Clark says, I'm not afraid of you.
Get off me, right? And then that's what Rhyne Howard got a little pissed. Look at her. Shoving her. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm here. Look at her. In my opinion, Rhyne Howard had her hand on her. She just brushed her off. She bumped her off, you know. That's all that happened.
You don't want to miss what just happened. So if you're all in for Caitlin, please leave a comment below as soon as possible to show the world which side you support.
Caitlin Clark's system of playing basketball is just so different and so unique, and it is so impactful.
Late in the Fever's dream matchup, Rhyne Howard began playing Caitlin rough, which swiftly became one of the most talked about moments of Caitlin Clark's rookie season. It all began with what appeared to be just another possession.
Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar.
Caitlin Clark knows what's coming. Caitlin Clark rises up and is the star.
Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlin Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
Caitlin Clark came out with a 20, 10, and 10 triple-double to start the season.
Caitlin Clark has made the WNBA relevant.
When Howard tried to physically dominate the rookie sensation by hand-checking her and body-checking her, Clark couldn't stand it. Caitlin gave her a hard shove and snapped. "Get off me." The intensity in her eyes said it all, and then the viral exchange began. When Howard pushed her back, Caitlin didn't recoil. Instead, she informed her bluntly, "I'm not afraid of you," and blasted back with a chilly, assured gaze.
There was some little bumping and grinding, a little pushing off, man. They were going at each other in this game, man. Check out this footage right here where they were actually having a little attitude with each other. Check this out. But she's holding her right there. Look at the hand checking, right? We got the hand checking going on the hip.
Then to round off the event, she gave the savagest thumbs up you could think of, saying, "That's all you got."
Rhyne Howard just interrupts that momentum, barrels into her. They kind of get into it and shove each other. And Rhyne Howard says something to Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark basically says, "I'm not scared of you, not once, but twice."
Even fans watching live felt the change in energy as Caitlin Clark stood her ground and took control of the moment. What was even more shocking was that this wasn't a bitter rivalry based on hatred. It was a statement that she had changed and that other players could no longer rough up to throw off her rhythm. In college, Clark and Howard played together on the same U.S. squad, but their camaraderie ended on the floor and turned into a power struggle.
Rhyne Howard says something towards somebody, probably towards the bench or something, says something, and then points at Caitlin and says something. Caitlin's response, thumbs up. By the way, these are the time. This is hilarious.
If there is one thing this NBA season has made clear, it is that Caitlin Clark didn't just enter the league to play basketball. She came to dominate it. Both fans and commentators are referring to this as the moment Caitlin demonstrated that she is a fighter and not just a shooter or media star. One fan claimed that they try to punk her every game because she is sick of it, and she clearly drew a line in the sand that night.
Rhyne Howard was able to do what she did was because of the ref. The referees are absolutely at fault.
This is a new Caitlin that is stronger, tougher, and unshakable. Fans and analysts couldn't help but notice it during the recent games of Fever, and one creator even put it perfectly. You just got free tickets to the gun show. She knew exactly what she needed to work on after her debut weeks of physicality last year, even at Iowa, where Clark was occasionally knocked off balance, bumped on drives, and targeted by defenders trying to frustrate her.
Caitlin Clark still has the same support she had last year. She is simply on fire right now.
Caitlin Clark, generational talent. She's the one. They put the team around her right now.
She is the one. This is the golden goose. This is the one.
Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage.
Caitlin Clark knows what's coming. Caitlin Clark rises up and is the star.
Her arms are noticeably more defined. Her movement is more grounded, and the muscle she has added is strategic rather than merely cosmetic. It is evident in all the little moments when she fights through screens, makes contact on the drive, or holds her own in scrappy confrontations like the one with Rhyne Howard. Even critics who once claimed that Caitlin wasn't built for the W are being forced to backpedal. She is no longer being thrown around like she was early in the season, and nothing phases her anymore. Her confidence is so high that she isn't just reacting anymore. She is taking the initiative, telling opponents exactly where she stands, and doing it with fire additionally. In the same game when she defended herself against Howard, despite struggling from the three-point line, let's not overlook the mental toughness that comes with it.
Caitlin Clark's muscles. Have a look at this. We notice. I didn't see those. I mean, you just got free tickets to the gun show.
Most players would pout and lose their rhythm after the 140-game stretch of at least one triple ended, but Caitlin chose to concentrate on facilitating defense and stepping up in other ways to help ensure the Fever's triumph.
Caitlin Clark was just getting hacked, but Caitlin Clark got into foul trouble. She didn't make one three-pointer. This is the first time in her professional career that she has not made a three-pointer.
That's growth off the court and leadership. From her now viral State Farm logo advertisement to her media appearances and gym workouts, Clark's change is equally apparent.
She rose to the occasion, bringing it back in the fourth quarter, winning 81-76. The Indiana Fever, I can see it. The Indiana Fever are the only basketball team in the WNBA with NBA, professional sports level eyes.
She is portraying herself as an athlete who is constantly getting better, and the advertisement was a metaphor rather than just a clever marketing move. Now that she's operating her entire game from that distance, both mentally and physically, Caitlin Clark is outperforming her rivals. When she declared, "I'm strong now," she wasn't just talking about strength, it was also about resilience, turning every cheap shot, elbow, and foul that went uncalled into fuel. Every team in the league has attempted to communicate with her, but now she's responding.
Caitlin Clark is better from the logo. Her logo threes have become one of her trademarks, certain.
I can do everything from the logo.
She's better from the logo. She can open jars from the logo. She does everything better from the logo, even vision test.
You may strike me. You can disparage me, but you can't defeat me, and that's the true victory, because survival in this league is more important than stats. While the media keeps promoting the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese story, a new rivalry is subtly taking shape. Caitlin Clark is not simply surviving the NBA. She is reinventing what it means to succeed there.
She's great for the sport. She's great for the game. There's a lot of adult males who are fans and going to it, but you got a lot of little girls that are coming out watching their hero play, and she's selling out every arena. It's great for the sport.
Yeah, she's the most popular women's athlete on the planet. Her style of play, shooting the deep threes, the passes that she has, she's probably the best college scorer, men's or women's, when it comes to wire to wire as far as a career goes.
It's Caitlin Clark versus Rhyne Howard, and it's more genuine, intense, and significantly more significant to the development of the WNBA. It's not just about eye-catching headlines or feuds on social media. It's about skill competition and two top athletes pushing each other to their limits each time they play on the court. The latest altercation between Caitlin and Rhyne wasn't the start of a dramatic feud. Rather, it was a match between two rivals who had been friends for years, competed against one another in college, shared the court on the U.S. team rosters, and were fully aware of each other's strengths.
Not the Angel Reese stuff. Rhyne Howard, Alicia Gray. You can put one of them. I think it's more so Rhyne Howard. Rhyne been watching.
They respect one another because of their familiarity, but when the chips fall down, the gloves come off, and that's exactly what happened. Rhyne Howard is no pushover. She's a scoring danger, an NBA All-Star, and one of Atlanta's brightest talents. As such, as she increased the pressure on Clark, she smothered her hand-ching defensively like it was the 1980s, starting after plays. It was a test. Clark passed the test with fire in her eyes and the now iconic thumbs up. But what really makes this rivalry genuine is how basketball itself is at its core. It was the type of test that veterans give to rookies to discover what they're truly made of. This is about great shot-making defense and unvarnished grit, the ideal balance of energy and mutual recognition, rather than just branding or fan bases.
Like when they played in preseason, Rhyne Howard straight up to Caitlin talking to them. These are competitors. These are players that have played with each other on Team USAs. These are players that played against each other in college. These are players that will play with each other on future Team USAs. These are players that are going to play against each other for their careers.
Howard contributes strength, knowledge, and expertise. Clark creates the type of back and forth by combining confidence and flare range. Although some fans were eager to claim that Howard defeated Caitlin in that game, statistics show that the larger picture paints a different picture. That's must-watch basketball. Yes, Howard scored more goals and had some crucial moments, but Clark's team prevailed, and despite the persistent aggression and the absence of calls from the referees, Clark maintained his composure.
Rhyne Howard, who made some pretty tough shots. She was impressive on defense. She came away with 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists.
In the Indiana Fever tough win against the Atlanta Dream is.
The great thing about this rivalry is that it's not one-sided. Both players bring something dangerous to the court and leave the game better off for having faced each other. Additionally, this rivalry is helping to redefine the value of entertainment in the WNBA. Even though old stories and dramatic headlines still draw attention, what really sparks interest is strong basketball and Clark versus Howard deliveries.
I just don't know what it is about giving Caitlin Clark foul calls that has the referees so averse, but calling more on her. And basketball is so mental. Like when you get into someone's head, it can like really mess the rest of their game up. It can mess the momentum up. It can just mess the rhythm up.
Yeah, Rhyne Howard was overly physical. It's because the referees let her be overly physical.
Not only is this advancing the sport, but it is also changing who spectators watch, what rivalries they support, and how stars are evaluated based on their influence rather than drama and flawless performance. The impact of Caitlin Clark is seismic. Her presence alone is changing the league's commercial environment. When the Fever arrived in Atlanta, the game had to be moved to the Hawks Arena because of the high demand for tickets. One game featuring Caitlin Clark on the floor sold more tickets than all of the previous Dream home games put together. The average cost of tickets for Heat games on the road has tripled, surpassing $200 per seat, and it's not hype. That's history in the making.
Howard, she was also hacking Caitlin Clark. This was technically a win.
She is consistently bringing in new audiences, selling jerseys, and putting the NBA on the sports map in a way that makes it impossible to ignore. Numbers the league has never seen before.
Impact on ticket prices of Caitlin Clark, and it's pretty remarkable. Her impact is huge, though, on ticket prices. I mean, you're talking about the average ticket price for a Caitlin Clark game is over $200 when they come to town. $213, which is about triple the roughly $70 average for WNBA tickets that do not involve the Indiana Fever.
Therefore, whether you support Caitlin or are just a fan of brilliance, one thing is certain. This competition is only getting started, and if you stand by, we'll be here to witness every second of it develop. Complete support for Caitlin Clark. Don't forget to click the bell, like, and subscribe so you don't miss the next moment that surprises the league. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's a movement. Give Caitlin a 100% in the comments and let the league know that we see her strength, progress, and support.